Drop the label. Welcome to a very interesting live, very profound live with a lot of information. I've been writing a lot of stuff. Sorry, I'm slightly delayed. I was channeling information and writing things down, and it's going to be different. How have you been in the last week? How have things been for you? If we have time, I'll try to do questions, but there's a lot to get through. So, it's been a challenging few weeks, hasn't it? And it seems to be that a lot of the collective since the eclipse, hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? A lot of the Happy Diwali, it's tomorrow, right? So we'll have a very special live tomorrow. I'll talk about that at the end. But basically, since the eclipse, the last few weeks, it's been very, very challenging. And the collective seems to have changed or evolved. Okay, so a lot of the divine feminines have completely surrendered. A lot of them have also got this element of disgust or not wanting their DMs anymore, myself included, was at that point. So hopefully I'm going to help you to get out of that point. And it's because you're no longer looking at their potential, but the reality that they perhaps are choosing. Now, some of yours are choosing to still stay in a little bit of ego. Some of your DMs, they are being broken down right now, and they are going through it. A lot of them are going through dark nights, yeah? So some of your DMs are still kind of in that longing ego energy, and some of them are coming back, and they're coming back broken, and they're coming back unfinished. They're coming back depressed, and they're coming in and out a little bit, right? But they're not the finished products. But then some of yours might be the finished products. It depends on how much work you've done. It also depends on how centered and balanced and peaceful and relaxed you are. It depends on how much inner work you've done and how much purpose you've done, to be honest. And a lot of divine feminines who claim to be twin flames are very lazy, and they're not doing enough inner work. And we'll go through all that today, which I always go through. But also they're not doing their purpose. I constantly hear, and this has been 3 years of me hearing this, 2.5 years. Oh, Manny, I'm just waiting for my purpose, and I'm contemplating, I'm thinking, I don't know which one, but I'm working on it. Girlfriend, you'll be working on it for 10 years, okay? You need to get to it. And we'll talk about that today. And then we're going to get into the New Age series, which starts in Bali when I go in 2 weeks. And it's amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be all about the current political environment and why twin flames are meeting right now and what we're here to do. It's purpose related a lot. But a lot of divine feminines are just sitting on their sofas or their beds, fantasizing and wanting to be saved, floating on clouds and suffering, and not doing any inner work, not doing any workouts, exercise, not doing any purpose, you know? And then I hear from some of them, yes, I do purpose, Manny. When I go to the supermarket, I smile at the checkout girl. Okay, well, that's how much you're going to get back from your DM then. The amount you're going to put in is the amount you're going to get back. What are you willing to fight for? And I've said that before in a post, like, what are you willing to fight for? And some people react to that in a different way, and they're like, oh, you know, it's not about, what are you willing to die for, I think I said. And someone said, what are you willing to live for? Whatever your metaphor, this is allegedly, you know, and some of you are not twin flames and you're just pretending, you know, but the ones who are, they will already be activated and doing their purpose and inner work. They'll know it's about God, and they won't be staying in fantasy world for longer than a year. They would have gone to it right now. They'll be in mission, planetary mission. But even if you're not a twin flame or you're pretending to be a twin flame, doesn't matter. We need you to do planetary work. We need you to do purpose and mission. We need you to help because the world's a fucking mess. Have you had a look around? Have you read the news? You know, have you got out of your little bubble of being depressed about a man or a woman? And have you seen the shit that's going on in the world? It's pandemonium, it's chaotic, it's craziness, it's almost civil war going out there. You go on Twitter, you go on the news. If you live in a sheltered country, check what's going on in the West. It's absolutely insane. So anyway, some of the divine feminines are still lamenting or crying and dying, which is fine. I mean, the first year or so, it is going to be like that. But come on, some of you have been on this journey 50 years. Where's the mission, right? Anyway, it has been a challenging few weeks. The eclipse has pushed a lot of divine feminines into surrender, and therefore the DMs have started to miss the energy and wanting to get that energy back. Some of them might be feeling really angry and annoyed, getting an ego, and some of them might be trying to come back in to get the energy, and some of them might be good. So I didn't talk about the last version. So the first version of the divine masculines are still slightly in ego. Maybe they're annoyed, your energy's gone, so they're missing you, but they're not coming back in. And then they're still in the little ego. And then the second are the ones who are coming back in, but they're still broken, still depressed, still down in the dumps, haven't done the inner work, and they're not great, and they're coming in and out. Then there's a final set that I have seen. You might have seen others. I cannot talk for everybody. But the final set is where my twin's at as well, which is healed, aligned in purpose, in power, in divinity, in godliness, in mission, is working to, get in union, working to come back with something good to show, becoming a whole person and being an example and a role model to the world. So those are the three different types you have. I'm sure there is another type, which is the ones who are in union and they've come back in already, and those ones are already evolved. There's that too. There will be that too. But anyway, it has been a challenging couple of weeks because of the eclipse, so you've surrendered. But recently, a lot of you have been going through a lot of disgust. So, and I have experienced that too. And that's why when I post, I try to reflect what I'm going through, but I also try to channel what you're going through. And that's why often it resonates, right? But it's not normal for me. Maybe it is normal for you. Write down in the comments. But the disgust or the repulsion for the twin is not normal to last longer than a day or so, maybe a few days, but usually a day or a night, and then it's healed the next day. But it's been going on for quite a few weeks. And that's kind of interesting, right? The desire not for union anymore. I mean, some of you are obsessed with it, but some of you get out of the obsession and the craziness and you don't really care anymore and you're more into mission. Now we're going to talk about that too and what's going on. But essentially, when you are in disgust right now, it's happening because you are feeling what the DMs went through in the beginning. In the beginning, when we were toxic, when we were distorted, when we were chasing, codependent, and pushing our energy, whether physically or emotionally, onto them, it repulsed them and it felt very disgusting. So they ran. And your energy would both attract them but also repulse them. Because I've written in comments before and people are like, oh, why would he be repulsed by me for? Why would he not like me for? Girl, he's running. A man who runs or a girl who runs, they don't run because they want to be with you. They're kind of triggered, right? So get with it. Anyway, so it's not normal for me to be annoyed for so long, and not wanting, feeling disgust. And what it is a lot of us have got through to the stage where we're no longer, looking at the potential of what could be. We're looking at the truth right now, which is distorted for some of you. And you don't want that. And for some of you, it's almost like also, which is for me as well, when the DM has finally healed, it's like, oh, well, now you've healed. And what about all the stuff we went through? So we're kind of like still catching up with those relentless PTSD sort of symptoms that we went through. Okay, it's the ego still though. So usually after a day or two, my resentment would go, but it's been going on for weeks on end until I healed it yesterday. So I'll hopefully by sharing, it will help you to get out of that too. So I was triggered a few weeks ago, okay? And I'm going to be a little bit personal today. So DM, if you're watching, you might want to mute this bit for a little bit because it's going to help the collective, okay? So a few weeks ago, I was triggered a little bit because one of the posts of my DM, old post, a naked shower video, was reposted by some Instagram account. And that really, it didn't trigger me so much, but it was like, and then also it was my twin's birthday and I didn't wish. This year I didn't wish, and I'll tell you why. And finally, after the DM being good now, after 3 years, it's like, oh my God, why couldn't it be good before? Because the first year, the DMs are totally an ego and it's really terrible and they can be narcissistic, okay? And they're doing all their sex, drugs and rock and roll and partying, and they're very, very triggered. They're trying to hold on to their old life, okay? And they are also in a place of wanting to forget you if they can, but they can't. But their ego is really on high alert. And it depends on how much work you do and how much you balance yourself in peace. But the second year, they can still carry on remnants of that. But if you really knuckle down in your purpose, into your mission, into your healing, you could get them like my one did in the third year, since a whole year now, 1 year, in hermit. They go into hermit, okay? And then they come out as a beautiful butterfly. So the caterpillar goes in the cocoon and comes out a beautiful butterfly, which some of them are. So yesterday was my 3-year anniversary, and I finally, thank God, snapped out of this few weeks of disgust. And I want to talk about how you could do it. Maybe if you're going through it, so share, and I'll go over the comments. So I didn't wish my twin happy birthday for the first time, and that was not out of malice or nastiness, but it was from a place of peace. I am blocked everywhere apart from email, and I thought I'd respect that boundary and allow my twin to have his space. I'm sure he wanted me to message, but I did not. I did celebrate it though with my sister and my cousin, and we went out and we had some food and went to the cinema. But I had this ongoing thing until yesterday where there was no longer a desire for union, and some of you have that too, and I want to address it so that you could see that it's just a post on the journey, and it's a very positive place to be at before union occurs, actually, because you go through the whole phases of chasing and then total surrender, and it flips, okay, and then they start missing your energy. So it's good. The motivation of mine had gone recently. I'd been working so hard, and the competition against the twin, the burnout and all that stuff, and obviously not having communication and whatnot. Before, for me, and I'm sure the same is for you, because I read the comments and I answer them, don't I? So I understand the general gist of some of you, and for me, the same as well. I wanted all or nothing. All or nothing. Ego, control, and fear. That's what it was. Ego, control, and fear. Because the twin shakes you, all your childhood wounds, right? And you want it to stop. So you want it controlled. You want to give it a name so that you feel safe. Because you're looking outside to get the safety, right? So you want a label. You want them to give you a ring on the finger. And I've seen some twin flame coaches talk about this. When he comes back in, if he does not propose to you, block him. And that's what some of you have been as well, right? And I was the same, like, either commitment or fuck off. Black and white. Very intense. It's very scary for the DMs to come into something that's burning like a furnace. If it's relaxed, it's better, right? So I have spoken about this in lives and other posts in the past. The old me, like a lot of your old versions, would want your twin to shut up and stop posting things or doing things or being with other people. And you had PTSD perhaps, like I did. And maybe you were in your ego like I was, and you didn't want them to be successful, and you wanted their ego to break and fall, right? And you wanted to maybe show them the truth, that you are the truth and you're a twin flame, and you want them to heal. And it could be a daily battle. And I've talked about this before. For my daily battle, I talked about it last week's live. So there comes a time, and a lot of you have come to that after the eclipse, where the change has occurred. You've surrendered. The resistance is gone. You're okay for your DM to come out of their hermit mode. You want your DM to succeed because you realize they have to level up. Otherwise, union won't happen anyway. But you don't even care about union, but you, out of the goodness of your heart and the pureness of your being, you want your twin to be happy. You do. The resentment is gone. The revenge is gone, okay? But you want them to be in their sole purpose, and basically you don't want anything that's going to threaten your ego anymore, yeah? And you might come to a place, which is where I had got to, which is where you're okay to be friends with them. Now we know that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Some of you will say it never works, but it does work with some people. But the twin will always try to be a little naughty with you and sexy with you, and maybe you like I also didn't want union itself. Now why? Because now the union itself might seem scary as well. You're used to your peace, you're used to your surrender, you're used to your own life, you're used to the twin being quiet. But the thought of having them fully in your life, because next week's live I'm going to talk about tips to union, and union ain't easy. Union ain't easy, it's hard. So we'll talk about that too. So you get to a place where you think, okay, I'll be friendly. I don't want to be the enemy no more, but I can put the sword down. I can be friendly with them perhaps. And because anything else might feel too much, right? After all that you've gone through. Now, again, wanting to have a label. This is drop the label, right? So initially you want the label to be, he has to propose to me or be committed, or otherwise he gets lost, black and white. And then the middle, I've always talked about being in 0 point or balanced, but not in this way. And I'll explain. But the middle will be, oh, we'll be friends then. But again, it's you wanting to control the circumstance and the situation. Okay. I'm going to talk about some of the posts I did, and then I'm going to go more into detail of it because it's going to perhaps blow your mind. It did mine anyway. It blew my mind. So I wrote in one post, it's okay for the mind to oscillate. You want him, you don't want him. But the soul knows the truth, right? It's your childhood wounds that are triggered that want certainty and want answers. They want either full-blown commitment or nothing at all. But why can't we be flexible and gentle and okay with the ambiguity? Why do we need to wrestle it to the ground and put it in a box and know what it is? It's because we have fear, right? Why do you need the labels that only work to fulfill your fears and your control? It's okay if your twin comes in and out, and it's okay if they never return. You'll get to that point where you're so centered and balanced, it doesn't matter. And that's when they usually come back anyway, because now you are whole and complete, free from your traumas. If you've done your work, you will get to that place. It does stop. They do level up and they become good people, okay? But then when they do become good people, an element of you will finally relax and then be annoyed, like I've just said, because you've been holding on all this while for them to change, and then they change, and like, oh, you fucking asshole, why did it take you so long to change? Okay, so you're free from your traumas now, and you're no longer needing the ring on your finger to prove anything otherwise. In that space, that flexibility and that loosening of resistance, do you truly find liberation from the wheel of karma? When you actually completely surrender and let go of wanting to know this or that. Because I get a lot of comments. How do I know union will come, or should I just move on? Should I just grab a soulmate? Ego again. It's an ego again, right? Whatever comes in the moment, in the now, if it feels good, you go for it. If you feel like answering a text for your twin in the moment, answer it. If you feel like meeting them up, meet them up. If they want to get intimate with you and you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't have to have any labels. You don't have to have any commitments or any marriages. You can go with the flow. If a high-level soulmate comes up and you like it in the moment, do it. You don't have to go out consciously with your ego, chasing and saying, okay, he's not leveling up now, block him, I'm going to grab another man. Because firstly, it's not in your control. You can try, but your higher self will be dictating it. So you might find someone and he's an asshole, or he's with you for a few days or a few weeks, and then he stings you even harder, okay? So when you're trying to do it from a grasping, egotistical place, it's never going to work out. And therefore, you need to drop all expectations. And they say that, don't they? They say, drop the expectations, surrender. This is what it is. You don't need to know what it is. You're okay. You're free. And you're already one with everything anyways, okay? So, I'm reading this out because some of you don't follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and you only see this on YouTube. So it's good for you to know that there's a lot of good content on social media, my social media. All right. So, and for your twin, when you loosen that grip, that's exactly what draws them back in. But at that point, you no longer care, actually. They run in the beginning because you are both in distortion. You are. And you'll be grateful once you heal, and a lot of you have healed, where you will feel that it actually helped you. Once you let go of the tight grip, they come back very naturally. I say let go of the labels and the need to know everything. Let go of if he doesn't come back fully and commit to me, I'm going to block him. All of that is childishness, ego games, and they have no place to play now. Be without labels, be without pain. For the inclusion and absence of another no longer bothers you a bit. Okay? Now, this might horrify your egos because you want to wrestle it to the ground and have a confirmation. Manny, is he my boyfriend? Is he going to marry me? All that stuff. Or, Manny, shall I go for a high level? You need to be in the present, in the now, without your mind thinking, and just do what feels right. The universe will work to conspire in the moment, and everything will be there for you abundantly. And if you want to be by yourself, you be by yourself in that moment. If you want to be with someone else, whoever it is, twin or soulmate, just go with the flow. And the twin comes in, they stay, they don't stay, they go away again. I was going to say, I swear then. They go away again. It's okay. It's no problem. There's no issue. Just chill. Chill, people. Chill. Okay. The second post is, I did a post with Julie, right? Do like Julie and let it all fucking go. Let the resentment go, let the judgment go, and let your pain go. Accept your twin flame and have a fabulous life. Nothing else fucking matters. It's all ego bullshit. Get into that godly third energy field with your twin flame, where there is only pure potentiality, no mind, no thought, just pure unconditional love, and enjoy the life with them. Cheers to that, or something like that I wrote. So now some of you won't know what the hell I'm talking about because you're not twin flames. And some of you will because you are twin flames. So what is the hell am I talking about? So when you meet your twin flame, whether physically or not physically, usually physically though, but also online it can happen. Time stops. You go into an alternate reality, alternate dimension, okay, your own dimension. It's a third energy field that is created where you're in your own bubble. And as you stare at your twin flame, those of you who have had the joy of meeting them in real life, you see God. You see truth. There's no words. It's completely in the now. And those of you who have done plant medicine will have experienced that too at times. Remember I did ibogaine and I was with my twin staring at him and spinning around for 6 hours when the electricity went off in Tulum, Mexico. So it is that element of there's no past, there's no future, it's just now. And anything they did or didn't do is gone. And it is your soul, it's you. And it's a soul you were created with, it's your soul created with itself. And you've known them for eternity. Not just this life. And we do blame them, oh, they were assholes and whatever else. But you don't know what you did. I don't know what I did. Maybe I was an evil fucking bitch last life. Okay? And he's helping to clear all that. Who the hell knows? I could have been a nasty person. So we don't know. Okay? But basically, in that place of 0 point, pure potentiality, in the third energy field, union energy field with your twin. And those of you who know your twin, not the ones who are running after karmics or soulmates or whatever else is going on. Because I do believe that twin flames, not everyone's on the journey. Okay? When you're with them, oh my God, it is like seeing an angel. And you are angels. Your gods or goddesses, your angel. You feel the energy of God. You feel oneness. You feel like you understand the meaning of life itself. Everything dissolves. It's just you and them, and it's just magic. You are enchanted. You are in awe. Now, some of you have the pleasure or goodness of seeing your twin either at work or regularly. And those of you who do that tell me often, you might be angry, but you see them, you melt. As soon as you're around them, or they contact you by a phone, you're back in love. You're back in that 0 point, that third energy field. And that's where you want to be. Because that's the end goal of union. When you're with them, that's the feeling you've got to be in. A lot of distortion comes up. We'll talk about that next week in union. And your energies can be hijacked. But you stay in that place of pure love. And that's how you anchor it on earth, and you stay there, right? And you let go of all the, he did this and they did that. Now, some of your DMs are not that bad. Some of your DMs are okay. Some of your DMs are bad. They went with karmics or they did other things. And some of you are bad too, right? So remember that feeling. And if you haven't met your twin physically, some of you have had these experiences in dreams, or you've had them on phone calls or text messages, okay? So do like Julie does, okay? See, because even the label of friendship, if you go down that route, which is what I was going down, I was like, oh, I can't have a relationship with this man after all he's done, But I no longer hate like I used to, no longer expect a ring, so we'll be friends. But even that is fear and control. Trying to put something in a box and hold it, right? It is what it is. And you meet your twin and they want to have sex with you and you want to have sex with them, and you probably will because it's hard to say no. You'll do it. Enjoy it. Okay? To have control on how far it can go is when you put a label on it or a blockage, okay? Now I was yes, I don't care for union. Indeed, it's too much right now for me. And that's all that's gone on, after all that's gone on, and the feelings shifted and don't want it anymore. So I'll have friendship. But again, that's from ego. But even attaching any label is ego. So stop overthinking. Be in the now, be in the center, be in 0 point, be in that pure potentiality third energy field. No mind, no needing, no striving, no wanting. Because this journey is a journey of liberation, of moksha, mukti, enlightenment. It is so beautiful and so deep, right? Without grasping, without needing, without chasing, because you're okay. You are okay. You're safe. You are safe. You are innocent. You are okay. All right. So if the twin comes and goes, it's okay. If the soulmate comes and goes, it's okay. You aren't going to break or collapse no more. You are safe. You are balanced. This is how you need to speak to your inner child, because you've gone through a lot. You've gone through so much, and anxiety and PTSD, but now you soothe yourself, anchor yourself in God. If the twin wants intimacy and you do as well, allow it. If you don't want it, don't allow it. Do everything in the now. And last week we talked about this, right? When I talked about the lies we tell ourselves and myself, and about wanting to do stuff from mind and doing stuff from heart and soul and 0 point instead. So get out of the overthinking. Get out of the overthinking. If you are overthinking like I was, dance, run, jog, do something else. Because sometimes we can start catastrophizing the future. What will happen? How will I behave? Can I forgive? And all this and that and all that. No, or will he run away again? It doesn't matter. And I'm going to say this as well. If I can do this, so can you. So can fucking you do it as well. Because some of your DMs, a lot of your DMs, are not that bad. Not that bad. Sometimes I hear some of you screaming and shouting at me, and some of them are not that bad. Okay. Right. And these feelings do come in waves, don't they? They come and go, and sometimes you feel like you've already healed it, but it's come back again. But normally it disappears. But sometimes it comes because there's a deeper layer that needs to be shed. And who knows what we have done in past lives to warrant this. We could have been evil as bad as well. And it's all divinely orchestrated for a reason, from the soul to teach us, to heal us in some way. And all of this has been allowed by your joint soul for a reason. And the DMs do suffer, bless their hearts. And for me and my DM, our awakening, like I've said before, was very violent with the Kundalini and all that, full blown twice. The bubble phase was so intense. Like I used to almost tremble when I used to read or send a message. It was so atomic. And I did chase like no tomorrow energetically. And hence I got a very severe reaction back. So the DMs, they do change, okay? They do change. Mine is a saint now. Beautiful. They are a good, honest men. They can become. Mine is. The TF, that your twin flame will teach twin flames will teach the world how to get into inner union. So you yourself, once you get into that place, will start to help other people line up. First it will be your family, then it's friends, and it will just escalate. Okay? And the DMs will help distorted masculines in the world, because they were that too, but you were distorted as well. So you end up, they do a lot of good in the world. They're very good friends, good champions to have. Okay? And it's okay. So you have to be balanced in alignment, not grasping or pushing or putting in boxes of labels. They become healed men, and everyone can be forgiven and everyone can be redeemed. God only judges and forgives, not us. So accept your DM in their entirety. Humanity is fucked up, and right now, and they will all be redeemed, okay? And a common question I get often is, Manny, what if the DF is doing all the work and he is still doing his crazy shit, right? Well, the DFs actually have to do so much. They do so much inner work and purpose. And I put, emphasis on the word purpose, because a lot of you are not doing any of that. And only then, when the DF has nothing else left to give, almost on her deathbed it seems, do they change. And they do change. And I gave you the timeline already of my one, right? So in the first year, After 9 months, I did start doing my social media purpose, but I had been doing a lot of inner work before that. And the first year wasn't great with him. And the second year, I was doing even more purpose and more healing, and it was getting better. And then the last year, it's been a hermit. You know, we've gone really deep into my own healing and purpose, and they change. But you got to do a lot until you're almost exhausted. They do become a saint and change when you've got nothing more to give. It tires you out, it wipes you out, it wears you out, and they do change. And this thing is, you're also tiring out your energetic chasing, actually. That's what's going on. The chasing energy has to be out of your system, but you can't control it. It's very easy to say surrender and easy to say chill. And we're all very intelligent people, and I was told these things, but I couldn't. Okay? You got to empty yourself. You got to empty yourself of all the chase, of all the fear, all the anger, all the pain, all the distortion, all the trauma. So it's okay if you are pissed off. And I've been saying that in comments recently. It's okay, let it out. It's okay. You know, I can deal with it. It's fine, no problem. You want to call him a bastard, an asshole? Do it. It's fine. Okay, you'll empty yourself and you'll heal. And you can't force it. Okay, so the last few weeks, some of you have been repulsed and disgusted, like I have. It's okay. It changes, okay? So you have to empty yourself of all of it, and then in divine timing, when it's all out of you, and you got no more to give, and you don't really give a shit about the DM, they come back. Bingo. Lol. So stabilize your energy. The DM will reflect it. If you're in peace, they'll be in peace too, okay? My DM is very peaceful, very calm, very relaxed, very good, very fantastic. I am. Okay, if you're in distortion or high energy, they'll be the same. Many DFs, I'm going to say that again, don't take action. They don't do their purpose. They sit around at home expecting to be saved. And 10 years later, they're still in the same shit. Okay. All right. And I got a really good channeled message coming soon. All right. So you want to get to a point where you're no longer attached, okay? You're more grounded. You've brought the energy back to earth. And you've adjusted to the high frequency, because twin flames have very high frequency. You look at them in pictures. When I look at myself, sometimes in pictures, I'm shining. When I look at my DM in pictures, when he's in a good energy, shining like a celebrity. That's the DF's job. It's the DF's job to ground the energy, okay? To bring the energy into neutrality. There's no Prince Charming here. So get practical, roll up your sleeves, normalize the connection. Like I've said, see them as a normal person. And so then they'll have a common ground with you. They'll feel relaxed to come back in. A lot of DFs do sit in their bed all day long, floating away, imagining, fantasizing about a knight in shining armor, not doing an inner work and purpose. And therefore your DMs don't evolve. And I might be having a go at you, and you might think, oh, Manny, you don't know. I meditate from morning till night, 24/7 hours a day, whatever. I understand that some of you do, perhaps, and I certainly was, but my DM didn't change overnight. It took a lot, okay? I spent £80,000 plus on inner work and healing and all sorts. It's a lot of money. You don't have to. I was very much in chase. But it doesn't happen overnight. I had a coach, and she used to constantly say to me, she's an inner child coach, she used to say, keep going deeper. And I used to say to her, how much fucking deeper do I need to go? But you need to go so deep that you got nothing left in you. You're exhausted. And they change. And they change. They change. So I know you're like, when is it gonna stop? When is he gonna change my life? Make sure you're doing everything in your power to do your work and your purpose, and he will change. I keep going deeper. It's annoying. I used to think it's never gonna end. I was like, girlfriend, I'm doing the meditation day and night. When is it gonna change? They change. They change. They change. They come back. All right. So you want to balance. You want to get out of the oscillations of hate and love, and you want to get into 0 point and nothing. All the energy some of you put into hating and complaining, put it into your purpose. It helps. It helps. All right. There is an end point to it, though. So the DF needs to come into a non-reactionary place, very tempered, very balanced, very alchemized and grounded, so the DM feels safe to return. You got to divorce yourself from extreme ways. You got to be like Switzerland. I've been saying that quite a lot. So you want to be like neutral. You know, like Switzerland politically don't take any sides. And we talked about it in the last slide. So if you're like flabbergasted by what I'm saying and you're like, no, I got to do this, whatever, that's your ego, get that out of the window. You want to be neutral and balanced, okay? The DF is the leader. I think that's a good thing. Some of you don't think that because you're lazy. I was going to say lazy bitches. So some of you are lazy and you don't want to be the leader. You want the man to save your ass. But I like the fact that DF's the leader. I think the DF should be a leader everywhere. I trust a DF. Anyway, so the DF is the leader. You are God's mantle, walking on earth with God's name, the guru. And you have to have the same amount of forgiveness and choice and give the same amount of choice that God gave to you, to your twin flame. God gave you that too. You have to learn how to transcend your ego, and that's a lesson for the DF, to be unconditional love. You know, to be unconditional love, and therefore you forgive. Right? For the DM, their lesson is different. They're the other aspect of you, and their job is to learn how to be worthy of receiving that love and how to forgive themselves. You are bringing heaven to earth, and at least one of you's got to have your shit together and be expert in your leadership. If you are doubting constantly and lazy as fuck, then your union got no hope, sister, no hope. You got to stop all that. They will become more like you, and you will become more like them, actually. So they will go, and I like this saying, it's very dear to me. You might not like it, you might hate it, but I'm going to say it because it's funny. They will go from being a porn star to a prophet, from being a prostitute to a priest. They change, no matter how crazy they are. The feminine the feminine does, right? She just gives and gives and gives and gives until there's nothing more else left to give. And then the DM changes and awakens. And you forgive. For it's good to love. It's good to love, right? It feels good when you love. And it hurts when you hate. When you're hating them, it hurts you. But when you forgive and you love, it feels so good. And actually everything works out for you too. But holding on to the resentment is not good for you. You no longer feel pain. You no longer identify with it. For you see it for what it was, a teacher. So in my case, I did so much healing at home and purpose. But as soon as I went to South America last year for 3 months, he stopped his madness. Then this summer, I've worked so hard, I tired myself out. And he's become divine. And he's become ready. So they change. Okay, they change. And if you only just joined recently, you can watch all the playlists on YouTube and TikTok. And TikTok has loads of written stuff on there as well. So it's nice to read, like reading things. I urge you to go and dig, because I often get loads of requests. Can you make a video on this, Manny? I've never seen this from you, Manny. It's in the playlist, babes. Right, okay. I got a channeled message. It came to me when I was driving my car, and I like it. So I'm going to read it, okay? Well, ladies and gentlemen and everyone else, we are at war. Spiritual war. We will deal with this in the new series called New Earth, coming soon from Bali. Right. See, Earth is a master university. It is a place of both polarities. There's so much darkness and so much light. It is a place where people have reached the highest of highs in spiritual enlightenment, ascension, and Buddhahood, and where people have delved into the depths of the lowest of the lows with Hitler, for instance. People have come to Earth to rid themselves of their own darkness, to alchemize and integrate and accept it so they can escape the wheel of karma. Now, most of humanity doesn't realize this, but we do, okay? And your twin flame is the physical representation of the outcome of your inner work and purification. So the DM is the result of your pure actions. As you heal your consciousness, it is shown, mirrored in the masculine physical embodiment. So you must first heal your own inner divine masculine and feminine, and then you'll see it reflected in perfection in the DM. In union, you continue to purify and perfect this. and any last residual impurities will come out, and you heal that, and then you do that for the world as role models, if the world wants to accept it, right? But you mirror and you teach them to do the same. Now, do not wait, because I hear this often. Manny, I've done the healing, babes, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for him to come back. Then we can together hold hands, skip in the streets, and heal the world, Manny. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. You got to do your purpose first. That gets them moving and shaking to heal. You got to do it first. Unfortunately, I don't really care. There's no need to have labels on it. Do your inner work and do your purpose. Stop being lazy. And I hear it also. Oh, Manny, I'm so tired all the time. I'm so much pain, Manny. I can't do any purpose. I can't do healing. I close one eye and then I wake up again. I don't meditate. I wanted to kill myself and I was still doing my purpose. Just saying. All right. So on Monday, we're going to do a special live with the shaman for Bali, because we have the new timetable now of what will be happening there. And I really urge you to sign up. There's only a few spaces left, and we have got the whole timetable. And if you really want to do your inner work and you want to get into alignment with your purpose and learn more, then you need to come. You need to come and stop messing about. Okay? So Basundari Bali retreat, 23rd to 29th of January. We will have exclusive whole access to the resort. Pick up and drop off from the airport. The whole team supporting you. We have all the rooms. Either you can share or have your own. We have the yoga shala with all the equipment, additional relaxation and sauna and spa facilities like ice bath. You get a daily organic breakfast, lunch and dinner, complimentary snacks, cookies, fruits and coffee, tea, everything like that. Balinese coffee machines in the rooms. You get a 15-minute massage as you arrive. You also get a 60-minute Balinese massage later on. There's a welcome ceremony from the Balinese priest with offerings and blessings. And then we have a tour of the island for 6 to 10 hours. We go to temples for purification and rice terraces, forests, waterfalls, plantations, and everything like that. You get 6 coaching calls with me each, which normally costs £500 actually, to help you with before, during, and after. And then we have daily yoga and meditation, but also we will have shamanic healing. So the shaman tomorrow will do a live, and that will include a cacao ceremony, Rape Sananga, which you'll also have one-to-ones with the shaman as well to do inner work and clear ancestral blockages and patternings and release stuff. Okay, so you each will have one-to-one sessions, group sessions, and private sessions. Okay, and then we've got the mushrooms, which is psilocybin, which is an amazing healing opportunity because mushrooms are very, very intelligent and will help you get out of your blockages. And then we'll do Mapachu as well with me in your coaching calls whilst there, because you'll have one-to-one coaching sessions with me too, where we will do a lot of forgiveness and releasing work. So you will have quantum shifts. You will change. You will grow. It's a perfect time in January where loads of Aquarian planets are lining up. It's portals in Bali for divine feminine energy. You're grounding the energy onto Earth. Some people are bringing their DMs. You'll get to meet other people, like-minded people like that there. I will be sharing the timetable out next week. And next week is the final live before I go to Bali. So are there any questions? I may have triggered you by swearing at you. I do apologize. Oh, how do you sign up? The link is in the bio. There's a link tree in my social media, and you sign up there. Okay, you fill in the form. It's a short form. All right. How is everybody? I think I shouted at all of you. Happy Diwali. Hello, everyone. Crazy. A lot of purging. Good, good, good. Yes, we can. So the whole point of this was you don't need to have labels. You don't need to have labels of saying, oh, I'll have the twin flame or not have the twin flame. I will only be friends with them, or I'll go and get a soulmate, or do this. You ain't doing nothing. It's not in your control. It's nothing to do with you. You just allow it to happen. Okay? Not in your control. All right. Good. Yes, we can. Wonderful. Did you like the live? Like, any comments about that? How did you find it? Do you think it was too harsh? Or do you think it was good? I have done 3 good years of therapy, keep growing and understanding myself every day, only feeling like he's that test I constantly fail to pass. Well, you've talked about therapy, which is great, but I'm not hearing anything about purpose. There's 2 things. When I did my Twin Flame series, I spent 4 months talking about purpose, 5 videos a day, 15 posts a day, only about purpose. Some of you might be new, so I get it. But if you have been with me for a while, 15 posts a day about purpose for 4 months and you still ain't doing purpose, what's wrong with you? My energy's so grounded. Oh, is it grounded? Thank you. I thought I was going to go at everyone. I feel like something big is going to happen. You know what? Unions are coming, people, in the next couple of months for a lot of you up until March and April. But get yourself prepared for it. Okay? Do your inner work and purpose. Just went into separation again after he chose to remain in his relationship. I set boundaries and he didn't like it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know, that's a kick he needed, I guess. And for you to not accept less than, that's fine. And if in the moment you feel that, it's fine. So stay in the moment. And if you want to be with him, you don't want to be with him in the moment. But you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to put labels on it. But yes, you accept what feels right for you now, in the now. Okay, all right. Some laughing emojis. I didn't wish on my twin flame's birthday too, and he definitely is pissed. Well, you know what's interesting? They don't wish us happy birthday because they feel bad that they're not with us, right? So they feel like it's just going to cause more pain. And we usually do because we try not to be an ego and stuff, but sometimes we don't because we want to respect them. It doesn't matter because there's so many birthdays for eternity. Okay, there's eternities of birthdays, and you can celebrate privately. It's all good. I'm sure they celebrate privately for us too. They want a birthday wish, but they don't want to reply. Yes, because if they reply, they have to continue conversation. And if they're not ready for it, they don't want to give false promises, right? I sometimes feel disgusted but compassionate at the same time. Okay, so you're working on it. Good. I actually don't have a desire for union, truly. Also, I'm no longer attached. However, I feel then what's next. So yeah, this live has explained that you don't even need to think like that. You don't even need to think that I want or don't want. Just remember to stay in the present without thinking. Be in the now. I feel called to make content on Twin Flames, but I'm afraid he will think I want to tie him up. Okay, so they respond to energy, not actions, not words. So if your energy during your content is peaceful and kind and chill, and your vibe is really chill and all good and positive, they love it. You know, look at me. I've done loads of stuff. I've said everything. Bloody hell. I, in fact, forgot him for some time, so much in love with my spiritual journey. Oh, that's nice. You do get to a point where you're so busy with purpose and life and healing, you don't think about them that much. You don't. Yeah, that scary part is real. There you go. You know, sometimes, yeah, I'm afraid of reunion too. Yes, and the reason why is because we're overthinking it, right? How it will be, what we're going to do, is he going to run again? Is he going to be triggering us? How are we going to trigger them? Da, 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 da. Don't, it's all mind shit, right? Be in the now, and you don't have to put a label on it. Forget the twin flame label, forget the reunion label, forget the friendship label, forget to put the ring on it label. Just be okay with whatever it is. Be casual, you know? They text, they don't text, you don't text. Casual, keep it light, keep it gentle, keep it free. Keep it nice. All right. Exactly. Used to my own life and peace and struggle to fit a person in my happy equation. And the thing is, we choose whether it's going to be a struggle or whether it's going to affect us. We can choose for it to not affect us by being relaxed, no expectations in the now. Yes, true. He's all over the place. He hates me having friendships with anyone, but he can commit. That's all. It's okay. So he's still in his ego. Just stay balanced, you know, stay like a divine mother. He said that the life he chose is aligned with his purpose and he's happy and in love with his partner. So I'm rather removing myself from the situation and let him be happy. Yes, and let the universe work itself out, because that's all ego. And there's obviously reflecting stuff for you to have boundaries, to know your worth, etc., etc. And go with the flow, move in love and discernment. Perfect. Love that. ROFL. Manny, you are funny. What does ROFL stand for? Okay. All right. Right. Anything else? Because I'm going to end it soon. You know, your eyes sparkle so much when you talk about him. Oh, God, no. Don't say that. I was actually channeling the energy of union for you all. Okay, the feeling of being in that third energy field. It's godly. It is godly. It's beautiful. It is godly. What does it mean when you get physically together with the DM and they cannot perform? Oh my God. I have done, was it the Shaktipat video I did that live on? Yes. All right. So the energy is very intense when you're with your twin flame and they feel like they have to be very vulnerable with you. So that it can affect their motory system down below. For my one, the first time he didn't, oh God, be able to finish. He could get it up though. He's like a Italian stallion, goes on for hours. But second time he could, but he had to close his eyes to kind of like channel that energy because it's a lot of energy, okay? It's a lot of energy. And as a DF, if you do go off with soulmates and other people, sometimes you'll find that they can't get it up. It's your energy. The energy is quite high. It balances. With the twin flame, they get there. Don't worry about it. You just have to be patient. That's what it is. It's a funny question. I've talked about that before, though. Manny, can you share what shifted for you to no longer want union? Love your sweater, by the way. Oh, thank you. I think after the eclipses, that's what I said at the start. Like a lot of us surrendered. A lot of us got to that place where, you know, we're all right. We're quite happy in our mission. We're quite happy living the life that's peaceful and having the twin flame back. You know, you're like fearing, oh, is it going to cause a bit of drama? Because you get so used to being by yourself. Now, in the past, when I didn't want union like a year ago, it was from ego and pain and, oh God, all the stuff he's done kind of attitude. But this year, it was more so like, I'm so in peace and bliss. Do I want that mess? But my twin is not a mess. Okay. Some of your twins still are in ego distortion or they're really down in the dumps and depressed. My twin is peaceful and happy, just as I am. He mirrors that, right? So as I am, he is. He's good. He's successful, working on stuff, amazing, fantastic, wow, right? So I think it was just, there was that element of like overthinking about the future and catastrophizing about stuff that could go wrong perhaps. And then things coming up, like I talked about the shower video and all that kind of stuff, where I'm like, oh, is this ever going to leave us? You know, the past, will the past always haunt? It was kind of stuff like that, actually. Which is normal. I like the thought about who we might have been in our previous life. Some of you can see your past lives. I can. Hi, my name's Kushi. Okay, you've given us all your information. Oh, and your twin flames. Unfortunately, I don't read things like that. All right, anything else? Love you, Manny. Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry for being nasty to you. Oh, I keep losing my divine feminine by being extreme, and I don't know if she's coming back. All right, good. So you're going to have to learn and practice to be balanced. And it takes time sometimes. Do a lot of inner work, grounding, and the extremities come from wounds, childhood wounds, wanting this, wanting that. So learn to be good with your inner child and with God so that you don't need to be in extremes or have this or labels or whatnot, you know. Learn to be more relaxed in yourself. I'm trying to be her divine masculine. Well, surrender and chill. Does twin flames incarnate into multiple physical bodies? Oh, this is interesting. I don't think so, because I've done posts about this. You can read them. But I think one was enough, right? Wasn't one enough? Why would you want to have more than one? Do you really want to like physically, emotionally die? Like one is enough. It wipes you out, no? A one twin flame is enough, more than enough. Really, you only want a quarter of their body because it's too much. And for them as well, they want just that much of you. I love my DM no matter what stage we are in. I just keep choosing me. Fantastic. Well done. How do you know they're changing if you're not in contact? Talked about this too as well. In other lives, you should watch the other lives. You feel it. You can feel them. First of all, they mirror you, okay? So if you are in peace, surrender, bliss, doing purpose, mission, healed, feeling great, they will be the same. Okay. And you feel their energy being very, very, you can go within and feel them being very peaceful. And it's very, very loving, kind, supportive energy. It's not chaotic. I get a message, and the dreams, you'll have the dreams and the telepathy and all that going on, right? And they'll come in there and it'll be really nice. You'll have like really nice dates and stuff. I got a message in the dream that twin flames can get heavily attacked. Yes, some do. Quite a lot of us do. Thank you for all you do. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Where do I sign up? Okay, links in bio. Okay, thank you. Your eyes sparkle so much when you talk about him. Again, woo. May the power of the universe be with you. May the force be with you. I call this the adventure of a lifetime. So on point. Love your lives. It has to be day, no labels. I can totally resonate with this life. Thank you. Wonderful. Is there any chance of reunion if Divine Masculine is married? With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. I've just been doing ayahuasca and it is marvelous for understanding better the deep inner union. Try plant medicines, please. I'm telling you, plant medicines change your life. I love the inner child work to help you to balance and get to peace, but the plant medicine purifies your consciousness like nothing else. Amazing. Love it. Love it. It's tough though. It's not easy. I guess along the journey, Divine Feminine 5D in 3D and DMs get pulled from 3D to 5D like a switch in the role. You know what? A lot of the feminines are distorted, and I was very toxic and distorted, you know. So we learn to get into 5D actually, and then they follow us. We're both distorted. Roll off means roll on the floor now. Okay. Did you feel when he awoke? Did I feel when he awoke? Oh yes, you can feel it. You can feel like the heart open and all sorts go on. And I see mine in social media. I do social media, my twin does it too. So I see it. I guess along the journey to the Divine Feminine grounds, okay, you said the same thing. All right, wonderful. All right, I think I'm going to end now. Yes, I'm going to end. So what I'm going to end with this is sign up to Bali Retreat. It will change your life. And also drop the labels and the overthinking that he has to come or she has to come or they have to come like this or that. Or, you know, if I'm not given a commitment, then I'm going to like that. I'm going to, and it's all mind and ego and bullshit. Or I can only be friends, or I cannot deal, and it's all mind. So go back into the soul, go back into that energy of the third energy field when you were with them or when you were feeling them, where it's just pure God energy and pure love. And it feels good to love, and it feels painful to hate. It feels good to love. It feels good to love. Doesn't it feel good to love? It feels beautiful to love. So love, and have a good week. Take care.